Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Rockland, Charlotte, Maine, Chicago, Portland, Oregon, Bozeman, Justice. Portland, again, Luann, you two have to hang out. Where is it? With Pat. Barcelona, Florida. It's wonderful to see this community. And Jan, I think I saw Jan. It wouldn't be a meeting without a community without Jan. So I'm coming to you live from Elephant's office, where I really haven't worked for a couple years. And I wanted to hello, Debbie, Kathleen, Megan. I wanted to just kind of share my personal experience of the last month or two when Elephant has been in many ways falling apart, and kind of where we're going to go from here on a practical level. But more importantly, I want to follow Elephant's mission, which is to talk about or to share about, connect about how to, be of benefit in uncertain times. And we've had nothing but uncertain times, it feels like, for the past 5-6 years. I think collectively we've sort of struggled to catch our breath. And so, when things are intense, when things are painful, we go one of two directions. So let's get to all that. But first, let's start with those of you who have done Elephant Academy will be familiar with the bow. If not, just take a great posture, and we're just going to greet each other and start this somewhat formally with a bow of mutual respect. It's not a big spiritual deal. It is just mutual respect, friendliness, openness, and starting in a mindful way instead of, as I just did, kind of plunging in and blah, 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 blah. So let's take a great posture and then relax it somewhat. Find your breath in and out. If you're not doing it, let's do it. Really, let's join in. Find your great posture. Relax that posture so it's not rigid or fake. Find your breath, eyes open. And with respect and wakeful friendliness, give it away. So welcome. I'm so glad to feel everyone. If I can't see you, if at any point anyone wants to come on, we can look at that if it's relevant. So some good news, published my second book. You can tell this is my personal copy because it's dinged and bookmarked for my book reading, and it's already broken in. I wanted to just start with a very brief reading about stress, anxiety, change, and loss. But before I do that, I just wanted to see kind of where people are at. Maybe everyone's having a great time and money is pouring in, and you're on vacation in Montauk or Nantucket or, some beautiful Caribbean isle, and everything's good. You're surrounded by turquoise waters and you're sipping a little, umbrella sippy drink, and everything is good. So is this relevant? Am I on a good path to talk about how to work with change, loss, death, struggle, relationships, but also there can be positive, joyful, needed change, letting go of what no longer serves you, as yoga folks love to say. Laura, thank you so much. Zelly, thank you so much. Jan. So talking about change and how to relate to that is sort of what Buddhism does. That's sort of our wheelhouse. And nobody needs to be, all right, I got a notification from Elephant, join Waylon live. I better do that. Sorry, gotta go. I am a hot mess. So we're gonna just talk about being a hot mess. Head is barely above the turbulent water, please read. So this, I don't know, is this backward for you when I show you things? This book is structured after the Buddhist Tonglen, Lojong. My coffee hasn't kicked in. So it begins with just a brief slogan that we can read each morning, and then some in-depth commentary. And it's not written from the point of view of me being, a hairy, freckled Pema Chodron. It's written from the point of view of me being a student. These are the things that have helped me. And I'm speaking to you today not from the point of view of me being some great teacher. I literally just posted about that on Instagram. Not about me, but about how we love to put people on pedestals and then tear them down, both of which are kind of neurotic. We're seeing a lot of that with the Queen. Her passing, we see that with Harry Styles. We see that with fame often. But it's quite powerful. I think what's magic and wonderful about Elephant Academy, which is our online training and writing and finding our voice and making friends with ourselves and being of benefit to others in a very real way, hopefully, not just talk. The magic of Elephant Academy, and hopefully of this gathering we have today, is in community. So yes, there is something being communicated through someone, but please ask a question. And if you at any point want to join Elephant Academy, we can put that up. The new session is coming out soon. I don't know if you can see this, but I get to see these beautiful, beautiful Flatiron Mountains today, covered in fog. Just 2 days ago, it was 98 degrees, 97 degrees, and smoky and toxic from wildfires in Idaho. Today is actually kind of cold. I think it was like 53 degrees this morning, and just beautiful. We get fog about 3 times a year in Boulder. So we'll begin with the slogan and then a little commentary. And again, these are 108 different things that have really helped me in my life, the things that have helped me the most. The littlest moments that we overlook most easily are the breath in the body of this, our only life. Number 5 of 108. If you want to be happy, does anyone here want to be happy? If you want to be happy, be present. But if you're present, as we all know, you won't always be happy. Being present means you're present with your stress, your relaxation, your grief, your insight, your spaced outedness, your passion, your speediness, your delight, your anger, your croissant. I just had a lovely vegan croissant this morning with my coffee. It was so good, and I was quite present for it. So we like to show up and be present for the good stuff, but often in a funny way, we just take that for granted, or we ride the feeling of it without actually appreciating it fully. Those of you who have had loss know this as well or better by far than me. But we all have human hearts, and we all experience loss and change and positive change in varying extents through our whole lives. And that's good news. We all have access to empathy, to giving a care for one another. Being present with whatever arises means holding a gentle rein on your emotions, your discursive thoughts, your worries. It's maintaining a reference point of sanity and a sense of confidence and humor about your ups and downs and your downs. Being present means we may begin to live this daily life with some sense of ease, power, even celebration, a celebration of what's real, a care for what could be, a celebration that's impervious to the shifting moods of neurosis. So, having a sense of humor about ourselves, about our ups and downs, does not mean being flippant about it or trying to sort of skate over the grief or the heartbreak. It actually means the opposite. It means going into it, giving it space, giving it oxygen, instead of trying to suppress it, push it away, trick it. We all scheme about how to manipulate our emotions. In fact, this talk so far could be viewed as a Buddhist scheme. How do we manipulate them? So please don't. Please practice meditation in the morning, in the evening. And then after many, many years of doing that, you'll find you'll actually start noticing the difference, and many of you already do and have, that when loss or fear arises, when gain or victory happens, we have room, whether it's positive or negative, to appreciate it, to feel it. And we have that ground of sanity, and we have that gentle rein on our emotions. We're not being too tight with them. We're not being too loose with them. That was the Buddha's advice to a musician who was asking, how do I work with my mind? And he said, well, how do you tune your guitar? Not too tight, not too loose. So briefly, I want to talk about elephant, because many of you care about elephant, have devoted a lot of your energies to elephant, and hopefully elephant has given you a lot back. It's given you community. Maybe you've won some ecosystem awards. Elephant is the best of times, and it's the worst of times. We have significantly fallen apart over the last 6 months. We basically got to a point where we no longer had gas in the tank. This was not a surprise. We didn't know exactly when that would happen. So timing-wise, you could say it's a bit of a surprise, but I knew it was going to happen. Has anyone ever heard me talk about the virtues of independent media? Please subscribe. Facebook algorithm, yada, yada, yada. Has anyone ever heard that? Ecosystem, we need to become our own platform. So I've worked on that for 9 years, 10 years, 11 years. You could see it coming from a mile away. Hi. Hey, Rebecca. To give people brief history, Facebook used to value being a place where people got their news, where they read links, where they read articles. There was this whole blog culture. There are thousands and millions of blogs everywhere. A blog, for those of you who are very young, very new, was this thing that was independent and kind of funky and kind of diverse. Now all the blogs have been subsumed, like by a black hole, by Instagram. So everyone pretty much who used to write on Elephant writes on Instagram. Instagram is experimenting with ways to pay people, but hasn't really done much of that. We have huge reels on Elephant Journal. We have nearly 1 million fans on 5 accounts, and I think we've made $111 ever. YouTube has figured out much more. So many people go to YouTube. That's great if they're getting paid, if it's stable. Nothing's evil inherently about big tech, especially if it's stable and if it's mission driven. The problem with big companies typically is they don't totally care about mission. They care about quarterly profits because they're under a lot of pressure. Even if they're making billions of dollars and exploiting the world, they got to make billions more and exploit it faster and harder. So Substack, people are checking that out. Medium, people have checked that out. So far, unless you're famous and have a huge platform, it's been hard to make good money on most platforms. And I am more than happy to be wrong about that, and feel free to speak up. Elephant is not here to compete necessarily with anyone. We've always had tons of competition. Almost every single site that we used to call a competitor or a co-opetitor is gone now, is dead, has been bought, sold for scrap, like Huffington Post, BuzzFeed, whatever. They've all been bought and kind of torn apart and sold for scrap. Most of them have gone out of business, the smaller ones, or just gone to Instagram and worked for free or whatever. So Facebook changed this algorithm to basically make outside links not a thing that they wanted to promote. They wanted to promote Aunt Sally's cookie recipe. I always use that example. Turned out Aunt Sally wanted to talk about how she didn't like people of color, or how vaccinations were an evil plot by Dr. Fauci, or she wanted to rant about the homeless people on the creek, or whatever it was. It turns out that how these big tech platforms make their money is engagement. Engagement isn't what me and Michelle have. It's extreme views. And there's extreme views on the left, the right, the up, the down. It's not just, the examples I gave. So extreme views don't usually lend themselves to facts because, you believe them so strongly, you don't want to let go of, you don't want to listen. Extreme views are very patriarchal in that way. So, as I like to say, I'm a moderate in terms of wanting to work with others and listen and learn and find facts. And I'm an extremist in terms of issues that demand urgency and that are deeply harmful, like, say, racism, sexism, climate crisis, endangered species, veganism. But even in those, I try not to communicate like a total jerk. I try to be a little bit suspicious of my tendency towards self-righteousness. And I think that's generally what Elephant has succeeded in doing for 20 years now. We just turned 20. We haven't celebrated much because it's been hard. So what's the path forward for Elephant? The path forward is to continue that sort of mindful community that listens, that shares, that is willing to go into controversy and tough issues and actually feel them and turn them over in our hands and share, not just say yes, no, evil, perfect, not just to be defensive or offensive. So our future is obviously to be a smaller community, a smaller staff, but over the last 9 years, I've invested in this ecosystem and building it. The ecosystem at Elephant is basically a system where readers and to a very small extent editors, the few we have left, can create a score for your article based on when it was put up, how many comments, how many shares, how many reads, not shares anymore, but sharing still helps all the other stuff happen. And then based on that score, that's how your issue or your writing will show up to more people, which in turn helps it more. And based on that score, which isn't just an algorithm because there's an editor's pick, there's different levers in there to make sure that quiet issues or quiet articles that matter can be seen. Quality can be seen, not just popularity. And there's still a curation. So it's not just, we don't want 8 million more articles about toxic this or whatever. Those issues can be important, but we want to be present with whatever is happening. How can we be helpful? So yeah, the ecosystem, some people love it, some people hate it, but the point of it remains. And it's not even done yet. That's the funny thing. As it continues and it all starts plugging in, like we just redid the entire post system. So if you want to post on Elephant instantly, as if you're posting an Instagram post, and you just do it on your phone, boom. You still can't do it on your phone because we don't have the money to build it into the app yet, but you can post directly on Elephant and the posting process is smoother. We're emphasizing elements more. Yeah, Megan. So we welcome feedback. As long as it's constructive, if it's some sort of hate-fueled like Facebook comment kicking session, we don't welcome that. But if it's constructive, and Megan, I know you would be, of course, we want to improve it. But basically, a lot of parts of it are good, but they aren't working yet. So it's kind of too soon. Yeah, exactly. You can do it on thank you. You can do it on mobile, Justice. You can post from your phone, but you can't yet do it on our app. I find it easiest to post from our site itself, from desktop. I'll just show people real quick if you haven't done it. I think I can share. Are you seeing my screen? So here it is. You just click right here. And sometimes it's called post. And then you add a title. I love you so much. And then you can, do some things. You can link it to another article. If you want to put a YouTube link in there, or an Instagram link or whatever it is, you can tell I've been listening to Beethoven.
Honestly, I don't know.
Then you just, oops, Then you just ding dong, and it'll pop up. Image, we recommend Elements. You can upload an image, but Elements are best. That's interesting. So create your element. I love you, Waylon. We reduce the number of like designs. You attach it to the post. I didn't mean to walk through all this, but it should be pretty darn quick. Is the post timely? No. If it is, click that. Any additional notes? Yeah, you can say, hey guys, here's my question. You can put something in. Send to editors. We now have much fewer editors, so don't recommend that, but you can do it if you aren't confident with like typos or whatever. We will review all instance, so we really recommend you do that. Then you publish. Once it's published, you get instant confirmation. Here is the article, and you can bookmark this page or just keep it open. And there's your article, and it's live right now. You can probably see it on the homepage under latest. You can heart, you can comment, you can share on Twitter, you can share on Facebook, get it out there. Obviously, oops, so the link, what did I do wrong there? Anyway, we'll figure that out, but that should be pretty straightforward. How do I stop? Oh, you didn't see any of that. Okay, well, I just put up a whole article. Sorry, that didn't work. Maybe we had not set screen sharing as an option. I don't know why. Molly is kicking me right now. So anyway, that took a minute. I put up a thing. Obviously, you can write and save your article elsewhere, then copy paste it in. Bada bing, bada boom. So it should be pretty easy. And then we will basically, instead of reviewing 90% of articles before they go up, guys, Sharon, John, love to see you, Sharon, Leanne, instead of reviewing 90% of articles before they go up, we're going to review 10% of articles before they go up, only the ones you check. Please don't check it unless you really need it. And then, yeah, exactly, justice, be like justice. So publish instantly if you can. No shame in checking the editor thing if you need it. But just know that if you put it up instantly, you can start sharing it right away. You can basically get 3 rounds of sharing, meaning you share it instantly. Hey, my instant article is up on Elephant. I posted on Elephant. Here's my latest thing. Please read. Let me know if there's any issues, typos, whatever. Then our editors will look at it. If they cherry pick it, if they pick the little strawberry out of the strawberry patch, and then they edit it and they promote it extra, and you get another round, then you can share it another round, round 2. If they don't pick it, that doesn't mean it's bad. It means we only have a couple editors. And here's the good news. The good news is I've wanted to go this direction anyway, even when I had a big crew, not because I don't love editing. We still want to edit a lot of articles and share a lot of articles. And by edit, I just mean bless, make sure the image looks good, put in links, whatever. We still intend to do that for the most part. The difference here is I really want people to start treating Elephant like a platform, because if we treat Elephant like a platform, not a magazine where you go through an editor, there's a game of telephone, there's an intermediary, there's a mediator between you and the reader. Things are slow, it's nice, it's quality, it's curated, it's great. If we're a platform, it's instant, maybe it's not always as great, maybe it's messy, maybe it's messed up, but you can all communicate directly. There's also DMing on Elephant. Then, so we're kind of doing a hybrid of magazine. So each one has advantages and disadvantages, right? Instant is kind of messy. There could be issues with it. Magazine is great, but it's slow. We're going to do both. So the editors will review anything. We'll review hate speech. We'll review typos. We'll review things. We'll kind of bless them, as I like to call it, without going in depth. So yes, it'll be less editing for sure, but it'll also be more instant, more yours, more a platform. Please DM each other on there. Make friends. We're going to try to build groups at some point. When the groups are done, ecosystem is getting pretty close to done. You'll be able to have groups, community, you'll have DMing, you'll have instant publishing, and we'll make sure the YouTube and whatever links work. It'll kind of be there. It'll be, basically, we need to get Elephant to the point that if, say, Reddit had a problem, Reddit is owned by the man, everyone's owned by the man practically, some journalism isn't, that people could en masse go to Elephant and use it as a platform in a community. So for editors right now, we have Nicole, we have Juliana very part-time because she has other jobs, shop, support. We have Molly very, very part-time because she's doing academy and whatever. And we have to run 5 Instagram accounts, and you know, everyone helped us schedule out 60 Facebook pages. I'm coming back as an editor and doing readership. And then we have Lindsay very, very part-time helping out. I mean, she's doing full-time stuff generally otherwise, but she's actually reduced her hours somewhat for her kids and doing this and that. But hopefully we'll be full-time again at some point or close to full-time. So I think that's just the one. Before they left, the editors, you know, we had to lay off all of our amazing editors. Elion came back for 10 hours. So short a week, which is actually a lot. That's 2 hours a day. So my short-term goal is that people understand that Elephant still has millions of readers a month. Money, losing our ability to do sales. People love to criticize sales, but it paid for 60% of Elephant staff, including our editors. Money is different than readership. So our readership is still in the millions. It's under 1 million a month now, but it's, you know, it's still sizable. And on social, it's still sizable. We will share and promote you up in an active way that Substack or Medium or whatever probably won't. If they do, great. But we can help you build your communities outside on Twitter, etc. I will retweet you if you tweet an Elephant article. Sometimes I'll do it just on your random tweets. Same on, you know, Facebook will often share up your articles, etc. Yeah, so you can actually just create an element and then share that. You don't have to write an article with it. And people can comment on the elements. But you may have other ideas. So let's see. More and more, we're going to build up in volunteer editor crew. So I put a post about this on Elephant Readers and Writers. Maybe someone can find that link and put that link in. If you haven't commented or volunteered there, Elephant used to run with volunteer editors for years. Before we had sales and stuff, we didn't have much money, but we had millions of readers. And volunteer editors helped out. Not only volunteers, but largely. So if you want to volunteer, you also have backdoor privileges to post directly on Elephant, yada, yada, yada. So there's the link. Thank you so much, Molly. So we will find a way forward. And if you're not hearing a lot of desperation and fear in me, I do want to say it's been really hard. It's been super sad. I've never laid people off, and I had to lay off, I don't know how many people, 15. But at the same time, the stuff I talk about in this book, our practice, it helps us be kind, it helps us be straightforward. There are times of loss that are resulting in people not reading or sharing or writing enough, but it largely resulting from the algorithm. So it's sucked. We have given up Lisa. We have given up Michelle. She was already half-time by her own wishes. But we have lost so many good people who are so well-trained. Rasha, Sukriti. I think Sukriti is volunteering a little bit right now. Yeah, it's sucked. But the good news is that life does suck. I think that's the first noble truth. I don't think the Buddha put it that way. Life sucks. But when life sucks, we don't have to armor our hearts and protect ourselves. We can actually be open. We can have more resiliency and more strength when we bend, when we listen, when we open, when we cry, than when we try to lie. And imagine if I came on this video and said, everything is fine, everything's great, please write on Elephant, you know, things are great, things are fine. We totally saw this happening and we don't, you know, I mean, there's elements of that in what I'm saying. I guess I do feel like we'll be fine. There are silver linings to these clouds, but the clouds were dark and gray and rainy, and it's heartbreaking. But at the same time, we can apply the lessons of what we talk about, that I write about in It's Never Too Late to Fall in Love with Your Life, and they've helped me, and they've helped me continue to have, hopefully, very genuine relationships with those I've laid off. And, you know, Security's getting a job, I think, already as an editor. I wrote a recommendation. People are landing on their feet, I think, largely. And please reach out to them. If, you know, check in on one another. Change happens. Life is suffering is the first noble truth. It's not only suffering, but there's a relaxation that happens when we accept that suffering is not a surprise. That we, you know, loss happens. So yeah, I'm really trying to be transparent about everything. The good news, let me get to the good news. Here's the good news. We still have tens of thousands of subscribers. We're going to start doing an annual campaign trying to get people to subscribe and also to give, not donate. We're for profit. We're not profitable, but we're for profit to Elephant. A lot of people love Elephant. We've been around for 20 years. I think these campaigns can be pretty successful. And they can help us kind of grow the subscription base back up to being flat instead of it declining as our traffic slowly declines. As we do these campaigns and we keep our subscription base strong, we have 5-6 years in the tank as of today. Even if we did nothing for the next 5-6 years, we could still live and pay people less, but you know, we could still keep going pretty strong for 5 or 6 years. We're not going to stop doing everything. We're going to keep putting articles up, sharing, doing Instagram, doing all the newsletter, doing everything. We have a huge newsletter. So we are going to keep investing in Elephant. Why? Because our mission remains to be a benefit in an age of climate crisis and the countless, you know, fake news, extremism, prejudice rearing its ugly head, fascism rearing its ugly head. There's a lot of work to do. There's a reason for us to show up. Yeah, John, maybe Molly, she's on it. Look at that. Please gift a subscription. On a lot of days right now, we're getting 2 or 3 subscriptions. Okay, we got 5 yesterday. We got 4 the day before. No, we got 11 yesterday. That's actually quite good for us these days. We got 6 today. I don't know what's going on, but we only had 58 in the week. Our goal is 112 for break even. Things are hard there too, because if you don't have the readers, you know, people aren't subscribing. So if you subscribe, it makes a big difference. If you say, look, I think Elephant can be helpful in my niece's life, my nephew's life when they're off at college, or my loved one's life, that can be a meaningful gift. You can cancel after a year if you don't like it. You are committing for a year. It's a subscription, I believe. I believe it's a commitment, but you can check it out in that link. But it's relatively affordable, and it keeps Elephant going. It keeps our staff going. At this point, that's a lot of, you know, subscriptions are going to start being the majority of what keeps Elephant going forward. We still do have sales. Shannon and her team are amazing, but she's likely going to be leaving us full-time in December. We just lost our engineer, our developer. That was a major blow. So these are moments of fear and loss, and I've had to breathe. I've had to take care of myself. I've had to go bike ride and work in a cafe, keep doing my work, but just getting outside, or I fall into a deep hole of depression, honestly. I've been really battling it, and I've been doing pretty well. we found a new engineer team, Cordy, people we've worked with forever. She's wonderful. Her entire team is female, largely women of color. We're incredibly honored and psyched to be able to jump over and work with her. But it's I guess what I wanted to do in this Friday session is update you, be transparent, but also talk about how the lessons we talk about on Elephant Academy, green button below, please join. If you've ever been wanting to do it, I would advise you to do it now. If you've ever been wanting to redo it, I would advise you to do it now. If you've ever wanted to gift one to someone, I would advise you to get it now. I think Elephant Academy is sustainable if we can keep it so. It's always been sustainable, but all I can say is Molly is at the top of her game. We lost to Emily. That was a major blow, but Molly can do it all, and I can do my role, and Elephant Academy is still fine for now. So, and my book is doing great. I think it's number 3 at the Boulder Bookstore, hopefully number 1 this week. My first book sold so well, I'm now talking with an agent. I'm kind of checking it out to see if there's a way to print in an eco-responsible way, nationally, internationally, and make a legit bestseller out of it. And then the other thing I'm starting to do is I'm going to take Elephant Academy on the road, meaning I'll be doing writing seminars, meditation seminars at Kripalu, at Drala Mountain Center, formerly Shambhala Mountain Center, at Kermachuling, at Maya Tulum, yoga retreat, at there's a few others I'm talking with. So none of those are confirmed yet. You'll have dates when they are, if they are, but that'll be fun. So, with change comes, if we're resilient, if we breathe, if we take care of ourselves, comes new shapes for your joy and your mission and your being of benefit, new shapes for mine, new shapes for Elephant. What is NYC? You mean NYC, like New York? Yeah, we just have to find like a retreat or a place to do it. Debbie, thank you. So yeah, please get subscriptions. Please jump into the Academy. We're no longer offering all these discounts with Elephant Academy. We actually are making it like half the price and offering one discount. That discount is on right now. So honestly, if you ever want to gift to someone or jump in, I would do it now. It hasn't been this cheap for a long time. We're basically, because we have less staff, Elephant Academy will change a little bit, but we're making it way more affordable and just hoping we can get way, way more people in. So yeah, NYC. Yeah, I'd love to do New York. For years, I talked with ABC Home about doing our sort of talk show series, interview series there. I've interviewed tons of huge names, but honestly, it was a lot of work. We've always talked about doing New York and LA as well. We've never quite figured it out. So I'll talk a little bit more about stress, fear, and I'll answer any questions. Yeah, I know Jeff well. I was a presenter, a speaker at Wanderlust's commune. I don't remember what commune is. Is that his new thing? Chicago. So if there's any requests, I'm happy to do a little reading, but I'm basically going to look for like stress or fear or loss. Does that sound good? Okay. John, yeah. I mean, it would have to be enough, obviously, to pay for my airfare for a super affordable hotel. If you know Jane Hotel, it's my favorite. It's like every room is the size of like one little bunk. But it's gorgeous and it's downtown. You can borrow a bike from them. But anyway, Debbie, thank you. I don't know what the minimum attendance would be. If it's a retreat, probably around 50 to 100 is what we're talking about at Kripalu. Yeah, Omega would be amazing. Yeah, If anyone has connections with Omega or Esalen, I used to have connections with Esalen, but I don't think I do anymore. Yeah, Topanga, that's right up my alley. I love Krasnos. I'll check in with him. All right, here's number 14. This nervous feeling in your heart, breathe in. Actually do it. This nervous feeling in your heart, breathe in. Breathe out. Stay for one moment. This is fearlessness. Fearlessness is not avoiding the ups and downs of life. It's sitting with them, listening, feeling, bowing to them, and then moving forward. Garrison Institute. Perfect idea. I love that. I've had a lot of folks, friends of mine, do things there. Molly, do you mind making a couple notes on these places? I'm going to forget at least a couple of these. Hi. Mike. Fearlessness feels like fear. That's a key point. We think of fearlessness as like, Tom Cruise, like Bruce, Batman, whatever. Fearlessness feels like fear. Making friends with our fear, the nerves, the worry, the insecurities, the guilt, the gloom, the anxious thoughts, the panic. This is our path. So how do we manifest fearlessness? Allow yourself to feel your fear. Such a relaxing notion. Let your heart warm your fear. Let your fear awaken your heart. They help each other. Hold your fear and your worry and breathe through it. There's a deadening quality to when we avoid fear. Maybe we're rich, maybe we're healthy, we push away anything scary or threatening to that. The deadening quality to that. Let your fear awaken your heart. Let your heart warm your fear. Hold your fear and your worry and breathe through it. Through meditation, practice returning this energy to your present moment again and again. Then, awake, aware, gentle, step forward through that energy. Instead of avoiding fear, harness it, use it to become fully present and available to whatever your challenge might be. One more thing, don't guilt trip yourself for failing. It's a practice. Feel that fear and learn from it. So, thank you so much. We're not going away, at least for 5 or 6 years. And even if we failed pretty hard, that would give us enough ramp for another 5 years. So we're not going away. I actually think once we complete the plumbing of the ecosystem so the water can flow through all the veins that is the elephant community, like when we create groups on elephant, for the first time, we'll be able to have elephant conversations that aren't on our Facebook group or Instagram comments or whatever. We'll be able to actually know people, DM people. You already can do that, message people through elephant. And I think, what is it? There's some expression like the night is darkest before the sunrise or something. It is dark. It has been dark, but honestly, I get to work with Juliana. I get to work with Lindsay. I get to work with Nicole. I get to work with Shannon. I get to work with Brian. I get to work with Marisa. Kate is on maternity leave, and we're helping that happen. And who am I forgetting? Molly. Oh my God. Molly, and I get to work with myself. And I'm about to adopt a new puppy, and my book is doing well. And those who are writing on elephant, I'm going to be sharing that up, editing more. I feel wholesome. I feel pretty good about things. I feel very sad for the loss. The loss has been scary, but I keep reminding people, look, we've been here 20 years, riding the waves of media and social media changes. It's not always going to be easy or stable. So when the dust settles, the point of going through all our staff just now, I get to work with Corti and her team. The point of going through all that staff is I still get to work with really beautiful hearts, good people. I get to work with all of you, hopefully. Please write on Elephant. We need you now more than ever. If you're thinking about writing now or in a month or now or in a year, write now. The more people publish and share Elephant articles. If you don't want to write an Elephant article, share one to Facebook and Twitter and tag us. Please. Right now matters more than ever. We need a little morale lift, right? If nothing else. We're going to keep the shop going. We're going to create a super eco towel with a woman-owned company locally. They're called Lava Linens. It's super, super eco. It's super beautiful. We'll create a hand towel, kitchen towel, a bath towel, whatever, with some elephants on it or some quote or something. It won't be marketing-ish because who wants marketing on a towel? We're just going to keep creating fun little things, like maybe a felt banner with a nice quote. We're going to do mugs again, pottery mugs. So I'm good. I'm confident. I'm relaxed. I'm sad. I'm very motivated to work hard on Elephant because gosh knows the world needs it. And I hope you all join me. And thank you so much for coming today. Let me jump into ask a question, and then I will do a writing prompt. Thank you, Molly, and leave. Yeah. So yeah, I think capitalism, the excesses and the evils of capitalism are largely due to a lack of checks and curbs and boundaries. The fact is, almost all of you drive, all of you use toilet paper unless you're doing a bidet. You know, we're all consuming things. So a lot of it is on us. I know it's hip now to say like it's all on these big oil companies, but who do you think they're selling oil to? Look at your clothing right now. I guarantee there's a piece of plastic on you, if not all of your clothing. Poly, all the stuff that's plastic. Plastic is petroleum. Petroleum is fueling wars, corruption, murders of journalists, and climate crisis. So it's on us. It's also on us to vote for people who take climate crisis action and hold these companies to account. And these companies need to reform too, but they will be dragged kicking and screaming to reform school. They are not going to do it on their own for fun. So I think it's, we have a tough road ahead, and give him credit or not, I don't really care. I don't think he really cares, but we just put an incredibly huge climate bill through. We could have done much more if we didn't have this 50-50 split. But, if we lose that 50-50 split, if it goes the other direction, at least in the US, things are going to be bad. Trump rolled back climate efforts like the MPG regulations on cars and methane. And, we don't have any time to lose. Yeah, that's the wallet, the elephant silicone, not plastic. All right. But yeah, I love ethical consumerism. I don't like being called a consumer, but I love supporting craft. I love supporting eco, local. I love learning. Like, this hat, I think I bought many years ago. It's maybe felted wool or something, but now I would not buy this. I'm into straw basically, and secondhand. We can do better and better as we learn. Can't be perfect, but we can do better and better. My laptop bag is wax canvas, which is a vegan way of keeping the water off, and it kind of turns into leather over time. And it was custom made by a woman owned. Well, I mean, it's a one woman operation. It's got like hand sewn little cushioning in there. It can be fun to be ethical. Oh yeah, let's open Megan's articles. Good. Yeah, share your latest article in here. Let's all open them up. Justice, you got yours open? I'll read all of them. Question number 2. Is it an easy change to add audio to articles? I'm finding that reading has diminished tremendously as our brains are fried and more people are listening than reading. Yeah, I think that's a great thing. You can put in a link to a podcast for sure. Just copy paste it into your post. We do encourage people to read though. I think there's a power to opening up an article, turning off the Wi-Fi, and just getting your hands off the keys and the mouse and just reading. I enjoy reading. I read on my phone, New York Times and stuff all the time. Um, we do offer lifetime subscriptions, Mark. If you're still here, we can put that link in, but I think it should just be elephantjournal.com/subscribe. Righty. If anyone else has a recent article, put it in. Big love to all of you for joining. Oh, writing prompt. Let's all do one little writing prompt. And if you feel so inspired, put it on Elephant. This will be, I think it would be really heartening and really fun for Elephant staff and for Elephant's readers to hear from Luann. I'm opening up yours. Here's the writing prompt. Let's take 3 minutes and write the beginning of what could be an article on Elephant. So let me focus for 1 second. So let's do a writing prompt on, with the theme being, what future would I like to see for Elephant? What future, how do I feel about Elephant? So you can write about how you feel about it, if you have some sort of dream or confidence in its future. But maybe just write like, here's what I feel for the future of Elephant community. And remember, we got millions of readers. We have huge social. We have a caring community and history. We've made our mistakes, but 20 years, gone through it with, I think, some grace and accountability and respect. At least trying. Even when we fail, we try. So let's write. Are you up for that for 3 minutes? Doesn't have to be a whole article. You can go write it on elephantjournal.com/post. I encourage that. Please, at least like 5-10 of you, finish that and post it on Elephant. It would be powerful for us to get to read that right now. All righty, I'm going to write with you. You have 3 minutes. Write about your kind of dream for a mindful community going forward. And you can put it in the comments here if you'd like to write here, and then you can make an article out of it or not. Okay, one more minute. Okay, let's wrap it up. You can copy paste it in here, or you can put the link in if you post it on Elephant. If you're like, how could I post on an Elephant? There hasn't been time. I beg to differ, because there's my new article. And yeah, if you enjoyed what you're writing, maybe write a little more and post it on Elephant. Yeah, I love Yale. I love share ideas that you want to see with Elephant. We used to have a huge video and podcast, but and I'll start doing videos again and maybe podcast with Molly's help, but we have such limited time. Oh, an intensive advanced academy course. I know I missed some of that. We should really have two academies, like the academy course that we think of as Elephant Academy, even though there's many now, and then a second one after that that's more advanced. That would be great. Consulting firm, not sure what about, but sure. Kelly, hello. Yeah, reading to the social media community, smart. Great idea for the next article. Please open up my link and comment. Maybe if you're not going to do anything with what you just wrote right now, you could copy paste it and put it in comments on my article for your ideas or your feelings. That would be great. Yes, we can dislodge that sort of the war we're all in. And we don't have to get into both sides isms, but we can listen. We can afford to dialogue and learn from one another. Debbie, thank you so much for joining. Your love is really appreciated. Thank you to everyone. Let's take a good posture. Look at that time. Perfect. Take a great posture, and with respect and friendliness, take a good breath and give it away. Thank you so much for coming. I hope this was fun, meaningful, and slightly helpful. Yeah, please put your idea in the comments. I will, if nowhere else, and I'll read them. Oh, I love that, Justice. John, did I miss something? Yeah, thank you. Yeah, and Pat, we've made a commitment that if we're in a better position, we will try to rehire any staff who we've laid off. If they'll have us, they likely will have moved on, but if they haven't, we didn't let go of people because we wanted to. Cindy, yeah, more Friday lives. I think I could do that. I did a live on YouTube the other day. That was easy and fun, and we could do lives through that and Facebook. Thank you, everyone. Remember to stretch. The book is It's Never Too Late to Fall in Love with Your Life. It's my brand new book, and it's elephantjournal.com/books or shop.elephantjournal.com. Yeah, Justice, you were great. We definitely got into it, but you, unlike most people, you didn't kind of peel off into, like something unconstructive. We hung in there with each other. All right. Thank you so much. I think we already got it. Thank you, Molly, behind the scenes. Thanks to Molly. Thanks to all of you for coming, especially now. I hope this update was helpful in this conversation. Good luck working with your fear and grief and change and joy and all that good stuff.